Alright everyone, this video is going to be Unprofitable Diaries Day 5, I believe, which is going to be when to trade and what the sessions are. I'm not going to be talking that much about when to trade. I'm not going to be talking that much about each and every one of them. This is just what I have written in my documents from 8 months back or something. When I traded Forex, these are the Forex. I'm just going to copy them from my document real quick. These are the Forex pairs. Forex runs 24 hours, 5 days a week, from Sunday 5 p.m. to Friday 5 p.m. Eastern time, and the sessions overlap like this. So I've written that Tokyo/Asia session, that is when there's most movement on Asian pairs, is from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. New York time. Then we've got London/Europe, which are all the European currencies in Forex, Euro, GBP. Are there any other? No, I think that's the main ones. Euro and GBP. They move the most between 3 a.m. and 12 p.m. So that's optimal to trade them. And then the US dollar is best to trade from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. New York time. That's the best time to trade the US dollar. That's basically it for the Forex. So if you trade an Asian pair, a Forex pair with an Asian currency in, make sure you trade between 7 p.m. and 4 a.m. That's my understanding. And if you trade European currency pairs, if you trade a Forex pair with a European currency in it, make sure you trade from 3 a.m. to 12 p.m. And if you trade a Forex pair with the US dollar in it, make sure you trade from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's basically it, because that's going to be when the most movement is. And I also got the New York Stock Exchange hours, which are a bit different actually. That is when so this is Forex. All right, so that's the Forex pairs. All the Forex pairs you can find in here. These are all Forex pairs, and that you want to trade them inside of these hours depending on what you trade. Then we've got New York Stock Exchange. That is if you trade stocks, or if you trade indices, or if you trade the NQ or ES futures, because it's the same as the S&P 500 and Nasdaq index. So if you trade the any American indexes or American stocks, you want to go ahead and trade them inside these New York Stock Exchange hours. And the New York Stock Exchange and Nasdaq hours are pre-market, is where it's kind of like a warm-up. So they're warming up until the regular day. So from 4 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. the pre-market is. And there's not that much movement in the pre-market, so I wouldn't recommend you to trade there. I don't trade there. I trade from 9:30 to 10:30 to 11. I trade from 9:30 to 11 a.m. That's when I trade. That's my window where I sit and focus and trade. New York Stock Exchange hours, of course. And New York hours is called. In the New York time zone. But the regular trading hours for stocks and the New York Stock Exchange and the Nasdaq is from 9:30 to 4 p.m. And after hours is kind of like what do you call it? It's kind of like where they're stepping down and like going to bed. So that's like, it's not much volatility in the after hours and in the pre-market. So most movement is here, and then we've got less movement here. There we go, less movement. That's it. So you want to focus mostly, if you trade stocks and indices on the New York Stock Exchange or Nasdaq, make sure you trade between 9:30 and 4 p.m. because that's going to be when you can trade and when there's the most movement. That's basically what a session is. So just as a summary, a session is a time window where a specific asset is the most optimal to trade. A time window to trade because that's when it's moving the most. Because there's no point of trying to buy a stock if it goes like this, because then you don't make any money. Do you understand? So if you buy the stock here or the index and it just moves like this, you're not going to make any money. But if you're inside the session correlated to your asset that you trade, then it's probably going to be like this, for example. And if you buy it here, if you buy here and it goes up here, then you make a lot of money. If you buy here and it goes over there, you're not making any money. That's why you want to trade inside of the session. That's basically it. There's not much more to this video. It was a short video today. Tomorrow I'm gonna go into all my knowledge that I have so far about the technical a bit. We're gonna talk about trends. We're gonna talk about candlesticks, key levels, that kind of stuff. Which are small stones, small stepping stones into my complete strategy that I have. So that was everything for this a bit short video sessions. And if there's anything that I have misunderstood, please let me know in the comments or contact me on social media. I'd love to learn. I'd love to learn because I am yet still unprofitable. I am still unprofitable. So one day I'll become profitable. I promise you that. But for now, I'm unprofitable, and I'd love for you guys to teach me something if I've misunderstood anything. Make sure to stay tuned. Make sure to follow, to subscribe to my channel if you guys want to see this whole journey towards profitability for me. Because one day I'm gonna become profitable. I promise you that. I know that for a fact, and I'm never ever gonna give up on this. And I know that I can do this, and I can make this work. You guys can follow along, or you can sit on the sideline and watch me live my life. Tomorrow is gonna be trends, and I'm looking forward to showing you guys that because I basically learned that like 10 months ago, so I have a bit of knowledge on it, but we'll see. Yeah, make sure to subscribe as I said, and tomorrow's gonna be trends. See you guys.